All right, ladies and gentlemen. So Bleacher Report just dropped another article, and you guys know over here at The Buzzer Sports, when Bleacher Report, when House of Highlights, when these guys drop articles, we react to them because it's easy content in the end of the day. I work, I'm in school, I have a wife, I have a dog. When I need easy content, I'm going to get it. But Bleacher Report does have some very questionable picks throughout these mock drafts that they drop every routinely few weeks. So we're going to be reacting to that. I'm going to give my take on some of these prospects. I know I just dropped a mock draft, but I'm going to be doing this again and giving my opinion on this mock draft and seeing where we can go with this. We have a few announcements for at the Buzzer Sports on our YouTube channel. Coming up, we got a lot of things coming up for this channel. You know what I'm saying? Post All-Star break, so that's going to be very interesting as well. And let's try and just throw some names out that I'm pretty sure won't be in the first round. I think Roko Zakarski should be a first round prospect. I really do. Rasheer Fleming still may not get some love. I wouldn't promise it, but I don't know. Maybe they still are high on Jaeger Demon. I hope Nolan Traore doesn't fall off a cliff, but I can't defend him anymore. But without further ado, let's just get into the content. Really did not expect the black screen. You know what I'm saying? I'm fucking with the black screen. You know what I'm saying? It's a nice touch. It's a nice touch. You feel me? It's a nice touch. Anyway, 2025 NBA mock draft, pro comparisons, and 2-round predictions post-trade deadline. Okay, I kind of like the graphic here too. I might steal it. Not the actual graphic, but like the artwork of the graphic. It's pretty cool. So yeah, let's get into it. Anyway, with the first pick of the 2025 NBA mock draft via Bleacher Report, the Washington Wizards are going to be taking Cooper Flagg. This is no surprise here. I still think Cooper Flagg is the best prospect in this draft with the defense and the intensity that he gives on both sides of the floor. His ball handling is actually way better than a lot of people would have thought coming into the draft process. He's a really solid decision maker, a very versatile defender as a rim protector, an on-ball defender, and a roamer around the paint and around inside the arc. As a defender, I think he's really good there. So Cooper Flagg is going to be this great defender coming into the NBA, and he's also going to just grow as an offensive player. You see the offensive progression, you see the offensive potential that he possesses. And once again, I like Kevin Garnett. You know what I'm saying? I like the comparison of Kevin Garnett, but instead of going all the way to Kevin Garnett, I'm just going to give him Jaren Jackson. Up next, the New Orleans Pelicans are going to be taking Dylan Harper. I don't hate this at all. I do not think DeJounte Murray will be there come the start of next season. I think the New Orleans Pelicans are going to be doing a soft rebuild, maybe keeping Zion, Trey Murphy, and Herb Jones, and bringing in Dylan Harper as another guy that could be the number 2 or number 1 next to Zion. That's very interesting in my opinion, and I think this is a really good pickup for them. By the way, he's great in the mid-range, has very solid ball handle. He's a solid playmaker, and he finishes around the rim really well, around contact and around multiple defenders. He just has a solid touch around the rim that I really find impressive. So he's going to be a good prospect. Up next, the Utah Jazz are going to be taking Ace Bailey. Now, I don't necessarily know how much the Utah Jazz would want to pick up Ace Bailey. I don't know if he just seems like somebody that isn't going to fit what they want to do. And once again, I don't think Ace Bailey is the guy that you would want to have, or I wouldn't say isn't the guy you would want to have, but I would say I personally don't want to see him in a rookie situation where he's going to have the ball in his hands a lot. I would love to see him go to a situation where he can be a 1B or a second option with the ball in their hands, depending on if the Utah Jazz keep Colin Sexton and Jordan Clarkson going into next season. He may not have the ball in his hand, and if Isaiah Collier continues the play that he's been playing or the level that he's been playing at, I think there is a chance where Ace Bailey can get some more looks off ball, and I think it's some off ball lineup with Lauri Markkanen and Ace Bailey could really be good with Isaiah Collier finding them in space. So I think that could be really good for him. Once again, I've sung Ace Bailey's praises a lot, just being the off-ball shooter that he is, the tough shot maker that he is, and I think he adjusts to when defenses beat him to spots really well, whether it's fadeaways or just adjusting around the rim. I think he does really good with all those things, but once again, it's going to get harder at the NBA level, so he's going to have to build more counters because they're going to have counters to his counters. So it's all about how he progresses as a ball handler, and I think as of recent, he's been doing a lot better. So I'm not completely out on Ace Bailey, and I've seen some people on Twitter already out on him, which I think is just I don't know. I just don't agree with it. Up next, the Charlotte Hornets taking VJ Edgecombe. This is a perfect fit in my opinion. VJ Edgecombe has really been on a hot streak as a three-point shooter as of late. Do I think that's going to continue throughout the rest of his collegiate process? No. But I do think VJ Edgecombe is going to be a very good defender. He's going to be very good in transition. His body control around the rim could get a little bit better, but he has shown signs as a pick and roll ball handler and as a decision maker when getting downhill, and he's a great rebounder. So I think VJ Edgecombe is one of those guys that you can put into the Charlotte Hornets team, and he can be that type of guy that can set a culture in this team that doesn't really have one. So I think this is a really good pick. For the Toronto Raptors, they will be taking Kaman Malak. So far, they're 5 for 5. I've been mocking Kaman Malak to the Raptors for the past couple of weeks because I really love the fit here. You guys know how I feel about Kaman Malak. I think he's the second best defender in this entire draft. And I don't think it's crazy to say that he could be at the level of Cooper Flagg defensively in 5 to 10 years. Because once again, he's extremely strong. He's 7'2". He can block shots. He's extremely athletic. He's extremely quick on his feet. And Duke runs this scheme where they're always trapping. They're always switching. They're always attacking ball handlers, and they're always doubling. Where Kaman Malak finds himself in a lot of situations where he's on the perimeter against guards and wings. And he doesn't do terrible. So when he comes into the league, he'll have a step ahead of some of these bigs who just don't have experience in heavy switch. And if Kaman Malak can really become a heavy switch big that can play well and drop, could be a great weak side rim protector and a great defensive rebounder, he's going to be one of the best defenders in the NBA. And if you pair that next to Scotty Barnes, that's a very scary defense. It's a very scary defense. So I love Kaman Malak to the Raptors. And if the Raptors get the 5th pick and Kaman Malak is on the board, I take him. I don't care who else is on the board. I take Kaman Malak. The only player that I won't take Kaman Malak over if I'm the Toronto Raptors is Cooper Flagg. That's it. I haven't really thought about player comparisons. And while we're here, let's take a look. They have AK-47 and Jalen Johnson. Dylan Harper is Jalen Brunson and Kobe White. I don't hate that one. Ace Bailey is Brandon Miller, Michael Porter Jr., and Rashard Lewis. I see the Michael Porter Jr. one. Pro comparison to VJ Edgecombe is Andrew Wiggins, and then Kaman Malak is Derek Lively. And then we have Kasparas Yakuchonis. I don't hate this. So at the 6th pick, they have Kasparas Yakuchonis going to the Brooklyn Nets, which this is a home run to me. I think Kasparas Yakuchonis has been playing the 3rd best out of this prospect as of right now. I do not think he's the 3rd best prospect, but he's been playing to a top 3 level in college basketball right now out of all the prospects. And I think Kasparas Yakuchonis is a very good on-ball player and a very good on-ball player. I don't think he's a point guard at the moment. I do think sometimes he dribbles himself into trouble with just over-dribbling a little bit too much. I do think sometimes it takes him a while to make a decision, but I do think he can grow into that point guard role, and Brooklyn needs somebody that they can show their fan base, like, look, we traded for our picks. We were really bad this season, and Kasparas Yakuchonis is the reason we were doing that. And I think Kasparas Yakuchonis can do that for them. If I can find my mouse, I cannot find my mouse for anything. Oh, there she is. How you doing? Nice to meet you. Yeah, John, you got to cut this out. All right. Up next, let's talk about the Oklahoma City Thunder getting Asa Newell. I don't hate this. I really don't hate this. I would have taken Colin Murray Boyles here because I think he just adds that physical aspect. But Asa Newell is solid. I think he's a solid outside shooter. He could play in transition. He could be a lob threat. I don't know about his rebounding transferring to the higher level just because he is a little slim. That's why I would put him at the power forward position. I wouldn't really trust him as a center as of right now. But he's solid. He's a very good prospect. I think he has some potential in this league, and I think OKC can really progress him. So up next, Ben Seraph going number 8 to the Chicago Bulls. I don't love Ben Seraph going this high. I love the idea of Ben Seraph, and then the Bulls will be getting another guard. Don't necessarily love that either, especially over the guy that's up next that I'm very high on. But okay. Let's unpack this. Ben Seraph, in my opinion, I'm very high on Ben Seraph. For those who don't know, I'm very high on Ben Seraph and what he can become. I'm not the highest on what he is right now. Chicago does not need another guard. 1. In Chicago, if they do take another guard, they don't need to take a guard that's not the best on the board. I really don't believe in Chicago developing players, and Ben Seraph is a guy that's going to need to develop. He has a jump shot that is kind of slow. He does rely heavily on the mid-range. He's not that effective as a mid-range shooter. He does have trouble making decisions. He does show a lot of life in the pick and roll. He does show a lot of life as a playmaker and as a decision maker, but he shows life. That's not what he is right now. He's not fantastic at these things right now. In theory, you'll be getting a heavy pick and roll creative guard who can shoot, play make, 6'6", can rebound, can push in transition, but that's not what he is at the moment. There's a real world where you look at his ceiling, the ceiling looks great, and then let's look at the floor. What's the floor? A guard who is a solid playmaker, solid ball handler, who can't really shoot and isn't really good on defense. That's not a starting guard. It's not a starting guard. I mean, it's probably a starting guard for some teams, but for a team that wants to win, that's not a starting guard. Up next, this is who I would believe if the Bulls were going to go with another guard. This is who it would be, Trey Johnson. I don't necessarily love this pick, so okay. I knew there was going to be some type of pick that I didn't necessarily love. Out of everything so far, I agree with. I just really wouldn't draft Ben Seraph top 10. I think Ben Seraph is between 11 and 15. I'm comfortable with him being through 11 and 15. 11 and 15 I'm comfortable with. Up next, the Portland Trailblazers will be taking Trey Johnson. This is another one I don't agree with. And it's not because of Trey Johnson's talent. It's because of the fit. You know, I think Portland has enough guards. Another team that just has enough guards. And I understand you wanting to take the best player on the board, but at the end of the day, Portland has been running through the NBA these past couple of weeks, and I think their perimeter play is fine. I would love to get a big to pair next to Donovan Clingan, but the problem is he's gone. The big I would have wanted to pair next to Donovan Clingan is gone. Somebody who could play in transition, somebody who can be a help side rim protector, somebody who can stretch the floor, somebody who can be a lob threat, because Donovan Clingan showed signs of playmaking in UConn. That could be a nice high-low game that they could play. He's gone. So maybe Liam McNeely, but in the end of the day, if you want to get the best player available, get the best player available. Shaedon Sharpe has been very inconsistent, and I do believe there's a world where Trey Johnson becomes an all-NBA type of player. So I'm not going to sit here and say this is a bad pick. I'm worried about the fit and how much playtime he would really get if Anthony Simons is still there, if Scoot Henderson is still there, which he should be, Shaedon Sharpe still being there, and now you add Trey Johnson into the mix. That's a really big, that's a lot of guards. Up next, we have the San Antonio Spurs getting Kon Knueppel. The Spurs need shooting. Kon Knueppel provides that. Great pick. I'm not going to try and spend too much time on these prospects. Kon Knueppel is going to be a very good off-ball shooter and somebody that can attack closeouts, and he can shoot the piss out of the ball. That's exactly what the Spurs need. Up next, the San Antonio Spurs pick Colin Murray-Boyles, another guy with size who can be another defender, can rebound. I am concerned with his ball handling and his shooting, but I do think that can get better over time. I'm not going to sit here and say that it is going to get better, but the defense, the size, and the rebounding really intrigue me enough for him to be a lottery pick in this draft. So I do like Colin Murray-Boyles here. Up next, the Houston Rockets take Jeremiah Fears, another pick that I am very, 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 very high on. I think the Houston Rockets need shooting. I think that's what Jeremiah Fears does best. I think Jeremiah Fears could be a very explosive rim attacker, or I think he could be very explosive putting pressure on the rim, but I think he could do it with the ball out of his hands, with the ball not in his hands. I think he could be a great cutter. I think he could be a great shooter off the catch in the mid-range and beyond the three-point line. I think him playing next to Alperen Sengun and Amen Thompson could be great, and I think he's extremely athletic in what this Houston Rockets team is trying to do, which is run up and down the floor, play defense, and they need that perimeter shooting. So Jeremiah Fears provides that, and I'm very happy for that. Wow. This is a bad pick. This is a bad pick. Wow. Is it just me, or is there a guard that I'm missing? There are multiple guards that I would take over Nolan Traore. And once again, I really love the idea of Nolan Traore, but I cannot defend him right now. I just cannot defend him right now. I cannot defend Nolan Traore right now because he's not a good defender. He's not a good shooter. He can't finish around the rim, and he struggles playmaking. Now, I do understand he's playing in a much older league. You know, a guy's a lot more older than him. He's 19 years old playing with a bunch of grown men. 19 or 18 years old. I don't really understand. I don't really know how old he is just yet. But man, and then Atlanta takes him. This is not a guy you would want to play next to Trey. This is not. No, you don't take Nolan Traore here. You just don't take him here. You don't take him here. That's this is not a good pick. This is not a good pick. I don't know who cooked this shit, but you finna. Anyway, up next, the Miami Heat take Liam McNeely. Love this. Love this. This is fantastic. Great team defender, winning mindset, 3-point shooter, can attack closeouts. I love this. I love this. I love this. Anyway, Noah Essengay with the 15th pick. The Magic get another wing that is not a consistent shooter. Okay. So I'm falling off a cliff with this draft. These are now 3 really bad picks. This was a really bad pick. That's one. This is a really bad pick right here. This is a really bad pick. And then here's another one. The Magic getting Noah Essengay. Great in transition. Great. Has a lot of upside as a versatile defender. Can't really shoot. Can't really put the ball on the floor. He's athletic, but once again, you have Tristan da Silva, Jet Howard, Franz Wagner, Jonathan Isaac, and Paolo Banchero, all playing positions where Noah Essengay could possibly play. You need to go get a big. Go get a big. If you have to trade down. But this is a really bad pick. And once again, none of these picks have anything to do with how these prospects are as players. It's about where they're going and where they're picked. If I'm an Atlanta Hawks fan, no disrespect to Nolan Traore, because I still think he has an opportunity or a pathway to I still think he has an opportunity and a path to being really good in the NBA. But if my favorite team drafts him at 13 when we already have a franchise point guard and he's not the best point guard on the board, I'm going to be pissed. Anyway, this is still another bad pick because one thing Atlanta does not need is forwards. They don't need forwards. They don't. They need 3-point shooting and a big. Oklahoma City gets Thomas Sorber. I'm not going to say that, once again, the Thunder could use some rebounding and could use some size. But then what's the point of getting Asunuela and Thomas Sorber in the same draft? This is who I wanted Atlanta to draft. I wanted Thomas Sorber to go to Atlanta. I think Thomas Sorber's drop coverage defense is fantastic. I think it's fantastic. I think he protects the rim without fouling. I think he's great at that. He's a great rebounder. He's going to cause the opposing center to get multiple loose ball fouls because of how physical he is. I love Thomas Sorber. Minnesota takes Jaeger Demon. I see it. He's not going to have to be a point guard. He could just catch and shoot, play off ball, and be a floor spacer. Don't hate that at all. The Dallas Mavericks take Derek Queen. Why get Derek Queen? Oh, my God. Why get Derek Queen? Why? If anything, Dallas needs another creator on the perimeter. Somebody who can put the ball on the floor and make decisions. Do you know who can do that pretty well? Where is he? Because y'all got Neek Clifford and Jace Richardson going ahead of him. Where is he? Y'all got, oh my God. Wow. He didn't even make, oh, here he is. Cam Jones. He doesn't even have a full picture. Bleacher Report. He doesn't even have a full picture. Bleacher Report. He doesn't even have a full picture. Wow. The rest of this mock draft is going to be very interesting. Where is Labyrinth? Guys, don't. This is I'm not even gonna say Bleacher Report did this. Who wrote this article? Jonathan Wasserman. I've heard that name before. Wow, man. Wow. This is very questionable. You had a great draft going, bro. You had a fantastic draft going. And then we get why here we are right here. Dallas needs more perimeter creation. Kyrie Irving, Spencer Dinwiddie, and Jaden Hardy is not going to get it done in the playoffs. It's not. So when you look at your team and where they could be weak at, it's the perimeter. You're going to need more than just Kyrie Irving to create at a high level. And if you're not going to go get it in free agency, go get it in the draft. Cam Jones is somebody who can put the ball on the floor and make solid decisions on a night-to-night basis. And he's a senior. He's not some 19-year-old. He can come in and make decisions immediately. And it's not like it's going to be hard. You're going to have Anthony Davis and Derek Lively roll into the basket. And Max Christie and Klay Thompson in the corners. It's not going to be hard to make a decision. Getting Derek Queen does nothing. So what, you have 4 big men now you need to give minutes? No, that's not a good pick. That's not a good pick. Wasserman, that's not a good pick. Anyway, the Brooklyn Nets take Hugo Gonzalez. I still think Hugo Gonzalez can be a really good player. He just hasn't gotten the minutes from Real Madrid, but he's shown to be a solid guy that could put pressure on the rim, can play make, and has some jump shot upside, but I haven't seen much of him to really talk about him. Nick Clifford reminds me a lot of Chris Middleton, and the Thunder could use a little bit more sauce off the bench as scorers, so I don't hate this. Utah Jazz get Jace Richardson. Great. I forgot who they drafted earlier, which I think it was Ace Bailey. I definitely think there are some guys that I would take before Jace Richardson in this draft just because he's a little undersized at the 2 position. He makes some solid decisions, but you wouldn't really trust him as to be a lead guard. That's why he's playing the 2 at 6'3". Up next, the Indiana Pacers take Noah Penda, who I think is a better prospect than Noah Essengay, but Noah Essengay ended up going all the way to the Orlando. I just don't like it. Anyway, the Atlanta Hawks get Danny Wolf. I love this. I love Danny Wolf a lot more with the Magic than I do with the Hawks. I think the Hawks need an anchor. I think they have enough offense. I think Trae Young provides enough offense to where they don't need somebody like Danny Wolf. I mean, I understand. I love Danny Wolf as a prospect. I really do. But I really wanted Danny Wolf to go to the Magic. Anyway, the Brooklyn Nets take Boogie Flan. I kind of understand why his draft stock is plummeting. He's not a good finisher around the rim, and he's going to be missing the rest of the season. But I do think there is some upside with him as a ball handler and a tough shot maker, but he doesn't move off the ball. So if he's not good enough to be your lead guard in the starting lineup, he's going to have to play off somebody, and right now he shows no interest to play off the ball. I'm sorry, y'all. This is boggling my mind. It is boggling my mind. It's boggling my mind. I cannot believe this. I cannot believe this shit just happened. Anyway, Orlando takes Carter Bryant. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. What are we doing, Wasserman? Oh, my God. Oh, my God. What are we doing? Carter Bryant's good. He's not a bad player. Don't get me wrong. But he's not a first-round prospect right now. Neither is Will Riley. And then Cam Jones. Oh, no. The Wizards take Rasheer Fleming. He's a good first-round prospect. The Celtics get Ian Jackson, who I think is right. This is right around where I would take him from like 28 to 33. It's not awful. And then you got Cam Jones going to 29. And then you have the Clippers taking Alex Tui. So let's look at all the first-round prospects who got skunked out of the first round. Labyrinth Phelan is one of them. Him going to the Celtics, oh, that's going to be tough. Him playing behind Drew Holiday, yeah. Let's see, who else? Alex Carabin. I would have been more comfortable taking him if I'm Orlando than fucking Noah Essengay and who was the other guy they took? Carter Bryant. Yeah. I just don't get it. Dink Pate is another first round prospect. Bogle, he's really nice in my opinion. He's very interesting. Sergio De La Rey, I think is better than Carter Bryant. I'm sorry, this is not a Carter Bryant shit show. I'm sorry. I just want to look. And I really want to see where they got my guy. Miles Bird, I don't think he's this deep in the second round. Where is he at? I hope you don't have him going undrafted. I really hope you don't have him going undrafted. I know for a fact Rocco Zikarsky is better than Ryan Clark-Burner. He's way better than Ryan Clark-Burner. Once again, there he is, going 51. Hey, LA, the Lakers. If this is the perception on Rocco, go get him. If this is the perception on Rocco, go get him. Go get him. Please go get him. Go get him. All right, man. All right. I'm not going to lie, guys. I usually try to like be more positive when I'm reacting to videos or articles and things, but it was a lot I just didn't agree with. I'll just leave it at that. And once again, it's not necessarily the players, because once again, these are all 19 to 22-year-olds. So I'm never going to say somebody just sucks. But I just think the fits and the placement of some of these players, just like, I don't think Ben Seraph is a top 10 prospect in this draft. And that's not a bad thing. I definitely don't think Nolan Traore, as of right now, is a lottery pick in the draft. That's okay. Because in the end of the day, Nolan Traore may one day be the greatest point guard of all time. Who really knows? But you cannot tell me off of Ben Seraph and Nolan Traore's tape that they are both lottery players. Ben Seraph, I would understand being a lottery player, but off of watching Nolan Traore tape, you cannot come to the conclusion that he is a lottery player. And what makes it worse is you're drafting him at 13 to back up Trae Young. So we're going to ignore all our deficiencies and we're going to draft a backup point guard with a lottery pick. That's not good. And if I'm the owner and my GM does that, you're getting fired. We do not have our first round picks for the next couple of seasons. Any draft pick that we take has to be heavily analyzed. So using the lottery pick that we have, knowing that these are going to be very limited for the next few seasons, on a backup point guard who has fallen from top 10 to right inside the first round, that's fire-worthy. That you can lose your job fucking with me. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys like this type of content, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I really appreciate everybody watching. You guys are growing with me. My community is growing. I'm growing. We're going to grow together. We're going to keep meeting each other up there until At The Buzzer Sports is one of the best basketball YouTube channels on the entire platform. So once again, I appreciate everybody for watching, subscribing, liking, commenting, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate it. Love y'all. See you guys tomorrow. Peace.